Alright. The sounds of Schroff inside the very first new Guardz Radio Show. So yeah, we got our first topic coming up, and this is something very close to home. We're gonna ask the question right now, and the question is it ever okay to share your artistry on public transport, in public spaces? And yeah, this is, like I said, this is something that's very close to what somebody very close to us has experienced recently. Our very own Marv Radio had his own little brush with that kind of situation recently on public transport. So Marv, like, can you just explain to the people who might not have been paying attention to like the Twitter sphere and the whole viral sphere, what's been going on in with you and that kind of situation that happened recently?
Yes, I'm madness. So a few people know, like, when I feel good, when I'm in a good mood, I might beatbox and perform a little bit on public transport. Usually gets everyone all happy, but happened to do it at a point where this guy was not happy to be hearing what was happening. So instead of like turning around and saying, "Yo, can you keep it down? I had a long day" or something, the guy turns around to me and says, "Hey, this is not your home, shut up." Asbo. So at that point, you know, I had two choices. Either I could three choices. Rise to that, like get aggressive to him, ignore what he's saying and try and just like turn it around, or literally just try and change the situation. So I thought, you know, I ain't gonna stop just because you're being aggressive. So yeah, just basically started beatboxing and freestyling to the guy. Little did I know, someone across from me is filming. Next thing I know, he uploaded it to Facebook, the video basically, and one of his Facebook friends like copied the video off his YouTube and put it up to Lads Bible to try and make £100. It's a mad story. But yeah.
And that person who filmed it, he wasn't your brethren, he wasn't connected to you in any way.
No setups, I didn't know anything.
No setups, yeah. So
yeah,
people talking that grease.
So I'm up in Manchester doing some meditation workshops and a live show, and in between that I just see people are tagging me in this video and it's got 2.5 million views. I just saw it. It's a madness. It's a madness, and you get all these Lad Bible commenters going, "I would have slapped this guy in the face if he would have done that to me." Like, I would have stabbed the guy.
How did you feel about that though? How did you feel about that? Because there was definitely, you know, an undercurrent of the people on the kind of Lad Bible commenters, for instance, like who, you know, there was some negative responses, some positive responses as well, a lot of positive responses, but there were a few, you know, negative commenters that were like, you know, "I wouldn't have that. Who does this guy think he is? He's a twat." Like, what's your kind of response to that, and how do you respond to those
keyboard
kind of
warriors can't deal with real warriors.
Racist.
These people, I mean, Lad Bible, yeah, all respect for them for making me go viral, but their readership isn't really something that I rate in terms of like political perspective or information, you know. So yeah, I was reading through these comments, and most of the time I was just laughing at it, man. I don't take that to heart. Like most of you guys know, I'm living my dream, man. I get to do what I love for a living. So if people are gonna start saying, "Oh, I would have done this and would have done that," they're basing it on like a part of a video where they didn't see what happened before and didn't see what happened after. So yeah, I'm no stranger to people.
Naysayers,
shit, basically.
Naysayers. And what about like, you know, if there's like an argument that says, you know, well, you know, if someone's having a long day, and I know you touched on that before because you were like, he didn't say he had a long day, or, you know, you know, please, or be polite about it. He kind of came at you with a kind of, you know, aggressive tone, and then you responded in the way, you know, with the beatbox. How would you feel about, you know, like when people kind of, you know, the kind of argument that says that maybe, you know, you have your right to express yourself, and he has a right to not hear, like, you know, maybe he has a right to not hear beatboxing on the train if he wants to. What, like, you know, just on the flip side of it.
Well, first of all, I ain't got no choice to hear the on the tube every day, you know, and I'll hear people talking like, when do people moan about football chants on the tube? Like, do people moan about that?
Real talk.
Like, I had to deal with people saying he's got a pineapple on his head. I didn't tell them to shut up. I just hold my own. But if he would have turned around to me and said, "Listen, man, I had a long day. Like, I can't really deal with this right now. Can you be quiet?" Or respectfully, I would have been quiet. Like, there's a time, I've done this a few times, and maybe 2 other times someone said, "Can you be quiet?" One was like this old woman, and she was like, "Can you be quiet?" And like literally, the tube carriage booed her, and I was like, I wasn't trying to boo an old lady, but they were, you know what I mean? But that whole tube carriage, like, were really enjoying what was going on, and he wasn't. And if he would have approached that like a grown man instead of like an angry little kid, basically, I would have just been like, yeah, sorry, move on to another place, because I'm just sharing what I have, man. And I think, yo, I haven't got no choice but to see all these advertisements everywhere I go.
Yeah.
And no one's got a problem with that, like being sold to 24/7 on the tube. Like you walk down the tube carriage and you've got 50 adverts just screaming for your attention. So I'm doing what I get paid for free to share my love. And 90% of the people on that train, well not even 90%, there's only one person who didn't like what I was doing on that train. And he happened to be the one who, you know, tried to be rude. So yeah, everyone's got a right to not like something, but you ain't got a right to be rude about it. And if you're gonna be rude about it, you can see in the video, I'm smiling, man. I'm having fun with it. I'm not trying to.
Yeah, that's where this is where I wanna jump in, yeah. This is where I wanna jump in. Basically how I see it, yeah, is I fully understand, yeah, you're doing your thing, cool, advertisements. But if I was on the train, yeah, depending on what mood I was in, I would do it differently. Now, if I was on the train and I was getting annoyed, and I'm like, I've had a mad day. I don't have to tell you that I've had a mad day. Yeah, I'm just on me here in the comments. I have to be, because we're on radio as well. I have to be the other voice as well, because I saw it as the balance. I saw, yeah, freedom, of course. Like if I was on the flipping train spitting bars, I wouldn't mind. But if it got on somebody's nerves, I'd be like, alright, cool, they've taken offense to it. But if I was in the other shoe, I'd be like, hold on. Are you making so much like noise in my ear? Because you're sitting directly next to him here, Marv. And you don't make, it's not like you hearing somebody's headphones with playing a simple instrument. You're like, you do something, Marv. You're a killer with the beatbox, fam. So you know, for his ears, he's like, oh, I want the bumba. Like this is a lot. So how we did answer you and speak to you first was wrong straight away. That's the wrong way to approach any situation, because he approached it with negativity. But also how you turn, and what I see a lot of people saying as well, is that you turn to him like a negative way as well. So as soon as he said to you, like nobody caught the full example, like the full conversation or anything. So all we know is that he said to you, shut up, because we could tell that basically the way, like we could tell his face, you can see his face, this your house, yeah? Like you can see by his face how red he was getting red. Like he was like, he wanted to fight you. Yeah?
yeah, like, straight up.
But then when you turned to him and started rapping to him, that was when it gave him the chance to be like, actually right now, I can punch you in the face. Just to be like that, because you turned to him on like, well, I've asked you, I don't want to hear you beatboxing, but now you're rapping in my boat. Like now you're aggressing a situation, like, whereas it's gonna be seen on both sides for you now that yeah, you was in your right to do what you was doing, but when he said to you, is this your house? You should have just carried on beatboxing without turning to him in his face, because you turned in your seat. I don't agree
that I should have.
You turned in your seat. The reason I'm saying this as well, yeah, because I could see like he wanted to fight you, yeah. If that was me, that couldn't happen to me. It would have been a different situation, innit? Yeah. I'm just saying, because if I said to, if even I was pissed off and I said to, and I was rude, it's my fault anyway. So I put you in that situation for you to be rude back, because I was rude to you straight away and saying, instead of saying, you know what, bruv, excuse me, had a long day, can you just give me a break, please, or like whatever. Yeah. He didn't give you that chance, but at the same time, he started an aggressive stance for you to why you would turn to him and be aggressive. But you was not aggressive by saying to him, oh, black, what do you mean? Why are you telling me to shut up? You just carried on saying to him, live life, be spiritual, what is it?
Breathe.
Breathe. Oh, no, what was the one thing relax. You said to him? No, you just telling him relax. And he's like, stop telling me relax. And that was the funniest part, because it was just like, he's had a day of hell, fam. And I could see, even when you're telling him to relax here,
he's getting more vexed.
He's getting mad, because he's like, now you're telling me relax.
Thing, you're seeing it from a perspective, from a camera phone. I'm looking in man's eyes. When he's not on his phone, I'm looking in his eyes, yeah? First off, he wants to swing. Yeah, first off, he wants to swing. And I don't want to respond to that in a way where...
But don't you think that how you responded to him, you turned in your seat facing him?
Let me finish, man, let me finish.
So don't you think that, like, you as a positive person...
Basically, here's the thing, yeah?
You could have ignored him.
No, I didn't need to ignore him, because at the end of the day, I saw something that was aggression, yeah? I saw something that was aggression, and my issue in that situation is to calm it down. So what we don't see in that video is the second he starts calming it down, like, and not being that way, I walk away. I get up and move. But if someone's being an aggressor to me, and I don't think I was being the aggressor, if someone's being an aggressor to me in that situation, if I back down and listen to what he's saying, then the aggression wins, and I'm not here for aggression. As a peaceful person, I don't agree that aggression should dictate what happens. Secondly, as he calms down, I move away. Like, I actually went to a next place and carried on beatboxing to another lot of people on the tube and met someone.
That's exactly what people can't see, though.
Yeah, they
people
can't
don't
see
see
that.
the full thing from beginning to end.
Exactly. So
you understand? So they
people
don't
can't really comment on one angle.
This is why I'm saying, like, just because you got the chance to exactly because you had the chance to back yourself. So I'm just giving the listeners the chance of all of them hundreds, because I saw bare views and I'm like, raw, people, relax yourself, bruv. Like, a man's, it's your situation, but people love to get hype and put themselves into everybody's situation like it's really affecting their personal life by watching that.
That's projections. These people are people who are mad at their jobs and going on the tube, and the tube is stress for them. So they're seeing that and going, no, I'd hate that. But they're not involved in the situation. They're not seeing the whole tube. They're not seeing what happened before. They're not seeing what happened. So when they jump to these conclusions, like, secondly, if I would have ignored him and carried on beatboxing, that's when man probably would have swung for me, because I wasn't listening to him. But the fact that I addressed what he was saying in an artistic way with a smile, yes, with a bit of cockiness, I agree. Yeah, it wasn't complete humble. It was like, no, I'm having fun with this, because I saw the look in his eyes. I saw him
beatboxing and spitting, like, everyone was like, right, you're 16. Like, but blood, the other guy now, like, I felt sorry for him, bro. I felt sorry for the guy. And at the same time, because I know you, I fully understand your situation. You weren't there in no bad, ill manners, no nothing, no negative. But
here's the thing: no one's talking about the fact that someone filmed that happening and posted it up.
Of course, someone made a bill off you, bro.
In terms of, well, I've made some money off this too.
You better.
But like, that's the thing when someone's filming this and then sharing it, they're saying, I feel sorry for that guy. Like, he didn't need to be seen by 4 million people. You know, he didn't need to be seen by that many people. That little interaction on the tube is our business. That's our business. And now the fact that it goes public, people want to jump on it and go, no, it's not fair. You don't know what's going on. You're just looking at a snapshot.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
But this, you got to remember as well, this is the one thing why we're in a world right now where social interaction is the biggest key. So whether we even like it or not, you got keyboard warriors, you got flipping people that live in their house and come out at night as 5 people on a computer like that.
I love them guys. I love them guys.
They keep everything popping, but at the same time, it's like, this is why I just wanted to jump in the voice. Because obviously, as my brother, I fully understand and I know your situation in it, but I'm just seeing, like, I just wanted to give a voice for the people at home that are sitting there like, nah, because some people won't. Some people be like, I don't care, bro, do what you're doing. Because we had a discussion and a man said yesterday, bruv, the train's louder than anything, so why are you complaining? A man did say that, but at the same time as me coming to the shop just now, there's a guy on the high road playing. Did you hear the guy playing the saxophone?
Yeah.
Now the guy in the sweet shop was like, what's he friggin' doing? Like, it's just noise out there. He's like, there was another band across the road and they was good, but he's just making noise. And it was the same thing as what I said, and I said to him, listen to Real Rebel Radios tonight, because we're having a discussion on this same topic. And it was like, literally, at the same time, it's free road. People do what you want to do in it, bro.
It's the heat of the moment, innit? Basically, you have a choice. Like, I've always found myself to be one of them people that, if it comes to any conflict, like, you have that moment. Do you know what I mean? You have that moment, and you think, how am I gonna approach this situation? Not everyone's like that, obviously. I know that, but that's kind of like what I'm like, innit? I take a step back and I think of the situation, and like I probably would have approached it differently, innit? But everyone's different, man. I mean, that's what I wanted to put in, really. The heat of the moment is the main thing, what made everything propel out of control.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, for me, the last thing I want to say on this is, like, I wouldn't have chose this to happen as it happened, yeah? But the fact that it is a divisive issue is why it went viral. The fact that two sides are happening, that's how this thing works. If it's just like, oh, this is this cool thing that happened, then it wouldn't have got the attention that it did. And I wouldn't have chosen this, but I've been doing work for years. And now this is the thing that puts me to the point where, you know, I'm on BBC Newsbeat, I'm on Evening Standard, I'm going on BBC Radio 4 Monday to talk about this. So for me, I'm blessed with what happened. I'm blessed with I wouldn't have chosen it that way. I would have but this was something I wanted to do as a campaign myself, to film me doing this in public spaces and changing the paradigm. What you don't see is the conversations I had with people after that. What you don't see is the guy who filmed it got himself a date out of this. The girl next to him said, like, take my email address and keep in touch with me. You know, then I met a girl later that I beatbox next to, and she works for a press agency, and she's like, anything like this again, send it to me. So I've been sitting here doing the honest, real thing and being myself for years, and this little interaction has now catapulted me to attention. So I'm blessed with it. I'm blessed with it, and I want to change it, to be honest.
Alright, so that's Marv Radio. It's Marv Radio speaking on the recent issues that happened with himself on public transport. And there's always a place for freedom of expression, and but there's always a place for a healthy debate about it as well, because, you know, there are a lot of people on both sides of the fence, and it's just interesting to hear both sides of the argument. So yeah, coming up now, we got our very own Yardy man. We got the man like DJ Wicked.
From the token, known as the mime artist whose only tools are vocal, a commoner, the peasantry, the ruling class, the noble. I spent my whole life just trying to find a balance, wearing the paper ground in a cardboard palace, drinking from a steady flow, I keep an empty chalice, appearing to be here but in a moment I will vanish. Spent my whole life just trying to find